Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and once again it is time for my client Saif's vlog, and let's get right to it. So we started the week off, we switched over to the safety bar because his bicep had been inflamed from the last job he did, but he's changed careers now, so hopefully it gets better soon, and so he really was uncomfortable with the straight bar for squatting. So we went back to the SSB, and he ended up getting 5 reps with us today. And so, I mean, this is 90% of his training max. And I've got his training max at 205 kilos. So again, this is over 190 kg. He knocked out 5 reps. Pretty happy with that overall. So I'll take it. Now, the thing to remember here is that also this throws some people off because he's one of the few clients I still have running this style of training. By few, meaning I have 3. I currently have 38 clients on my roster, and only 3 are using this training style. So it's less than 10% at this point. So again, there's been some confusion, because I had someone ask in the comments, if this guy's doing his volumes this way in these 5x10s, and how do you have your guy get all this done who's doing 45-minute workouts? I'm like, well, he's on Conjugate. We just do max work, speed work, and then we don't do any of the big lifts again. We just do, hypertrophy type work afterwards, right? And that means we don't necessarily do a bunch of sets of back squats or deadlifts and things like that. And of course, that guy has less volume. This is relatively high volume training here because we have a squat day, a bench day, and a deadlift day, and tons of accessories built around those. So yes, in this case, we're doing like 10 sets of squat variations in one day, because we're not doing any squat type work again later in the week. So, after he does the plus set, is what we call it, which is like an AMRAP, but you don't go quite to form breakdown. We're doing 5x10 squats, and then we do 5 sets of 10 on this belt squat, right? And then he does some back work and some reverse hypers. So in this case, we do the belt squat. Then he does seal rows, which is always one of my favorites. I'm a big fan of seal rows, as most of you know. I like dumbbell rows and stuff, but I used to do a lot of barbell rows, used to program a lot of barbell rows. I find that this is a more elegant solution, particularly if I'm going to push good mornings or reverse hyper extensions. I don't like my people doing standing rows. There's no need, right? There's no need for it. So everything tends to be chest supported, and he's got a seal row bench, so perfect. Makes things easier for me programming. He's got plenty of specialty bars, and he's got that seal row bench. So yeah, we go really hard in the seal rows. We use them a lot. And then of course he finishes up with reverse hypers. All right, benching, he got 3. He hit the upright and then had a problem with the 4th rep. So I'll take this as good because look, this is 90% training max. He hit the upright on the 2nd rep and still got a 3rd, and then of course he failed the 4th. What does that tell us? That his training max is fairly accurate. He might be a hair stronger. Now keep in mind, we haven't done any heavy benching for a couple of weeks because he's been letting that bicep heal. It feels a lot better now. So in theory, his bench might have regressed, but it's doing pretty good. So we're using 140 for the training max. Again, for my American subscribers, that's in kilos. So 140 is 3 plates, even though it's really 308 in pounds. It's 3 plates because kilo plates are a hair lighter total. For their 45s or 20 kilos. I have to explain this for my Americans. Afterwards, we do 5 sets of 10 on the bench. Then we do further accessory work with the football bar. And I like the football bar because it focuses on the triceps more. It's less stress on the shoulders. So football bars are great when you need less shoulder and more tricep, and particularly if you've got someone who's had any history of shoulder issues. I really like these football bars. They're also called multi-grip bars or Swiss bars. All right, afterwards he does band pull-aparts and then tricep press downs. And keeping in mind a lot of his smaller movements we don't use weights for, and it's because he's had so much inflammation in his bicep, his elbows, stuff like that from his previous very, very demanding job that, again, he's just changed from that. We don't really hit those things with weights. We do a lot of restorative stuff. Some of that may change, now that his job is changing. We're going to do some of that. Now, he also got a sled, so that he can do more GBP because he's not on his feet working all day. We need that sled. And it's the same thing I do. I walk with a weight vest, and then I have a sled and everything and a prowler and all that. Personally, because as I point out, my life is so easy that I have to create fake work to do stuff outside of the gym just to stay in shape, for GPP, and he's going to have to do that now. All right, the sumo deadlifts went good. He's like, I felt like I could have got more, but I ripped the skin on my pinky. He sent me the picture. He ripped the skin right off. He's not used to this deadlift bar mixed grip. He was strapped up for a long time, and I was trying to get him to breaking him of that habit. But this is pretty much 200 kilos for 5 on the sumo. But then again, that pinky became an issue. So he's like, I knew I needed to stop. And he did. But, overall, we're happy with that. It tells us his deadlift is past 5 plates now. So it's coming right up. Keeping in mind, he's an intermediate. People are like, well, these lifts, a guy his weight. I'm like, but he's a noob. All right, this isn't a guy who's been training 3 or 4 years. All right. He was, only benching like 2 plates on the bench press when we started here. He's just a big, strong guy. So we've been building him up. So yeah, he's going to have a tremendous total one day. Again, we're pretty much at 500 deadlift strength. We're repping 400 pounds on the squat. He's been working out like a year and a half. Basically, if we want to sum it up, he's an intermediate. All right, so after the sumo deadlifts, we do safety bar good mornings, which again, I'm a big fan of. The seal row footage didn't work for this last workout, but I do have him do seal rows after this, after the good morning, and he's getting stronger on the good mornings. That's a respectable amount of weight on there now, if you guys look at that. We're up past 200 pounds for his sets of 10. Because these have come up quick. His hamstrings have gotten so much more flexible, mobile, and stronger. So, hamstrings were a big weakness for him. I know everyone's like, look at his legs, but it's quads. He has big quads. Hey, that posterior chains needed some work, and we've been bringing it up. Good mornings help. The reverse hyper helps. So we're bringing all that up. And then, of course, we do the band curls, which he has historically needed due to that to tendonitis and stuff in his bicep tendons. And this is what we do for arms. People are like, what's this guy's arm routine look like? Just band work. That's it. Big movements and then band work. All right, and then we finish up with the reverse hyper extensions, which we do on both days, both lower body days. All right, guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I'll talk to you guys next time.